Imagine your entire island home being swallowed by the ocean. Now, imagine that the strongest way to inspire people to protect your home isn't through politics or science, but through faith. Hi, my name is Kira Sullivan, and this quad, I researched how religion and spirituality shape the way people in Hawaii talk about and respond to climate change. I picked this topic not only because Hawaii is my home, but it's both spiritually rich and very vulnerable to climate change. A lot of climate change messages only focus on science, but in places like Hawaii, people's beliefs and cultural values really shape how they see the world and how they respond to environmental issues. If we want to make climate change messages meaningful, we have to understand the spirituality side of it as well. My study looks at three big questions. How does religious identity affect how people in Hawaii think about climate change? How do spiritual traditions influence whether people get involved in environmental issues? What kinds of climate messages actually connect with people from different backgrounds? I also look at whether strong religious beliefs lead to more concern about climate risks and more support for conservation. I'll be using a mix of methods. The first one being I'll interview 15 to 20 people involved in religion or environmental work in Hawaii. And I'll also look at 10 to 15 public texts like sermons, speeches, blog posts that talk about climate change and spirituality. If you were on my research team, you would help with interviews, organizing notes, coding the responses to find patterns. We'd also look for connections using some basic statistics like correlations and t-tests. To keep this study reliable, I'd use multiple coders and make sure everything is kept anonymous and ethical. Since it is a small study in Hawaii, it won't apply to every place, but it can still offer a good amount of important insight. My timeline includes recruiting participants, collecting interviews and texts, coding and analyzing data, and then writing up the results. At the end of the day, my research shows that climate change isn't just a scientific issue, it's also cultural and spiritual. If we want a real change, we need to meet people where they are. In Hawaii, that means talking about the aina, or the land, not just as data, but something that's sacred. Thanks for listening.